meeting to order for April 22nd, 2025. I'd like to invite everybody to stand as we have the invocation by Blake Turman, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's bow our head. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to meet as one, God, to have these men and women to do what's right for this community. God, I thank you so much for the ability to do that. God, I ask that you be with each and every one of us, and especially our commission, as we go through this time and make the proper decisions for Covington County. And God, I ask that you be with us and lay a hedge of protection around us and be with those that have lost recently. God, I ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Please join us in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Again, welcome everyone to the business of the county this morning. We're glad to see you got a pretty good crowd this morning, so I'm glad to have everyone here and interested in the county's business this morning. At this time, we have no public hearings. We have no public comment scheduled from citizens, but we do have under awards and presentation, Sheriff. Sheriff has a presentation and award he'd like to do this morning.
You know, it's often that we have people that work in the background that sometimes go unrecognized, and I'd like to recognize someone today. Ms. Diane, would you please come up here? Diane is my chief clerk, and it'd be tough to run the sheriff's office without Miss Diane Beckworth. And she has a can-do attitude and has always come through for us, and she puts us priority. And her citation reads as this: the Covington County Sheriff's Office would like to take a moment to recognize one of our most valuable team members, Diane Beckworth, Chief Clerk. Diane has been a vital part of our team since 2015, and her role is integral to the smooth operation of our office. As Chief Clerk, Diane takes on a tremendous amount of responsibility. Her deep understanding of the Sheriff's Office needs, combined with her unwavering commitment, makes her a standout among her peers. Diane's friendly and positive disposition, coupled with her willingness to go above and beyond for our officers, truly sets her apart. She is the backbone of our office, and her extensive knowledge and guidance ensure that we can operate efficiently and effectively. The Covington County Sheriff's Office is incredibly fortunate to have Diane on our team. Without her, we would surely face many challenges. We are deeply grateful for her work and dedication.
Public comments from other elected officials. Let's run around the room. Judge Brooks.
I don't have anything.
Everything going good in the probate office?
So far.
Good deal. Mr. Patterson?
Thank you very much for allowing me to have this few minutes. We were scheduled to collect $18 million for property taxes. We're down to .008. We're only down to 361 parcels, and we have a month on May 16th at 9 o'clock. Our tax sale will begin. We're trying to shoot for no taxes to be sold at that time, and we're at 361. So we posted it on our website, our Covington County website. So if you know anyone that'd like to go look at that, that would help to see if they know anyone that has not paid their taxes. And this week's the appraisers are helping by putting notices on structures. If there's land, we can't put a sign on it, but we put signs on structures to try to get them to encourage them to come in to pay the taxes. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chuck. Ms. Susan?
I know Tommy's gonna mention it, but this Saturday is the garbage pickup at Crystal Springs.
So that's the countywide garbage we do once a quarter in a different district. So right now it's in District 4, but it'll be at Crystal Springs Park.
Yes, behind the football stadium in the parking lot.
So I encourage everyone that that is able or have something they need to get rid of. I know there's certain items, from what I understand, they don't take, and is it electronic, Susan, is that part of it? And stuff like that, but just regular household items that can be laying around. Feel free to come by there. You don't have to just live in that district. You can live anywhere in the county. So it's
But you have to have proof of,
Yeah, I'll be there monitoring them, and, they just have their bill,
proof
and
of,
I'll look at that. If they don't have that, I can double check and make sure.
proof that they have service already with the,
With Meridian.
Meridian Waste, yes.
Tammy,
Everything's good?
everything good? Kyle, anything from,
Everything, all the camera equipment, everything's came in for the camera equipment that you voted on last meeting. We're just waiting on the desk, and he's starting on that this week.
I would like to recognize Mr. Joe Nix, Anne Louis City Councilman, who's joined us today. Mr. Nix, we're glad to have you here with us. On the consent agenda, you have emailed to you the minutes from April 7th, 2025 workshop and April 8th, 2025 regular meeting. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes
Make
of
a
the
motion
workshop
to-
and regular meeting. Have a motion from
Make a
Tommy,
motion to approve minutes.
I'll second.
have a second from Robbie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nothing under old business at this time. Down to the new business items. Just consider board appointment for the South Central Mental Health Board. That is pages 2 and 3 in your packet. We went ahead and sent that up for put it out to advertise and everything also, right? So this is the only applicant that we've gotten back. So at this time, I would entertain a motion. Miss Rebecca Malden is the applicant. She has been on it for, Miss Malden said for,
Numerous years.
yeah, for roughly 10 years or more, I would say.
Over
Over
10.
10 years. So she's served on this board for numerous years for us. She has been our only applicant to be considered to be appointed back to the mental health board. Unless somebody else would have somebody they'd like to appoint or bring up for a motion today, I would entertain a motion to reappoint Ms. Malden.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Ms. Mull.
Have a motion from Ben,
I'll second.
second from Robbie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The next is consider the agreement for the West Gulf Diving Adventures. That is the company that will be helping with the maintenance on our bridges
And inspections also, right?
and inspection. Yes. This company comes in, they're gonna help do some things when they dive. They usually have to have a pair of divers, Ron being one, this guy being one. I know that we had asked for certain things to be turned in to us. And Karen, have we gotten the liability and workers' comp?
We have received both
So
policies.
we have received both of those.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
According to this scheduled contract that we have, the original, the beginning of this was to start on March the 31st and be completed by April the 24th. So will that have to be changed?
It will be,
Attorney, would you like to handle this?
What you would be approving today is the contract that's before you, so you would be giving retroactive approval to the contract under the terms that
Okay.
are proposed.
But I guess my question is, will this be a continuation of service so that it will have to be extended? Because
If
I
you were
don't
to-
think he'll be through by the 24th.
Then you would want to either approve it as is, or approve it with an amendment to the contract and change the date to whatever you.
I guess we
would
don't know
propose.
what that's going
don't know
to
if it'll be
be,
done, and if they do, I would suggest them bring us a new contract.
but not start again until they do.
Right.
That's gonna hold up some of the construction work if they
Yeah.
are not completed this time, but
And I'm assuming that we will use this company, person, throughout the bridge repairs, or just on certain bridges, or do we know?
I thought Lynn explained that it was for the bridge at the Op Lake and the bridge at Potter Road, and that if he had time, he would do more, but those were the two priorities.
I do not believe they'll finish both of those bridges in
In
this
this time.
time.
In this
Okay.
time frame.
And that's the concern,
Yeah.
that it probably will not be completed in the time specified.
Well, today's the 22nd, so we're looking at 2 more days.
But what we're approving right now is
It's
just
just
the
the pay.
contract.
Just this
The
contract.
So then they'll have to come back with another.
Unless you want to amend it today and, you know,
How
This-
would we amend it though when we
Well-
don't know a time frame?
well, you would just be approving the time that you would be comfortable with
Now,
without the
I would
engineer
recommend
being
a-
Yeah, we don't
there.
have an engineer
But we
representative here to,
But that means work would have to
Give us any-
stop after this
Work-
week.
I would just
until y'all
recommend them
come back.
bringing us another contract when this is done. Walk in here with another one.
Let's just do it all.
Work will have, yes, just, I guess to be clear, work will cease on the 24th
With this
with
guy,
this,
not
with
with.
with this provider, unless
Okay.
we receive another contract for you all to approve
Okay.
to begin work again under whatever terms the next one is.
Maybe next time we'll approve the contract before the work starts.
I would like to
Yes.
see
I would
that.
think that would be a
Yes.
great idea.
Yes,
a lot of things get approved
Yes.
after the fact.
Yeah. Beg forgiveness rather than,
yes. That's why I said before it starts
Or
again,
disapprove.
we'll have another contract.
All right, well, I make a motion to approve this
This
contract.
contract. Have a motion from Robbie,
a second.
second from Lynn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next, consider the IT upgrades. Eric?
This is for a project that will directly affect the sheriff's department. We are seeking approval to purchase a server, not at this time. We'll bring that quote to you separately, but the concept of buying a server that'll be owned and maintained by the county, but it will live at the 911 office. That's the approval that we need.
So you just need to,
The approval to have that in place, where if we bought a server, it's owned and operated and maintained by the county, would you give approval to have that server live at the 911 office?
So-
If you guys do approve it, we'll then take this concept to the 911 board, and if they approve it, whatever legalities or MOUs need to be put in place can be put in place.
so Eric's just needing us to approve for a server that the county owns to be at the 911 center to be able to communicate, as he said in the workshop, with the 911 system there. Nothing else to be purchased at this time, just approval of that. We can carry the motion or the approval to the 911 board to see if they'll approve it, and then he will bring us a quote back at a later date and time.
Correct.
Is there anything in place right now?
Yeah, so right now, the 911 system, the CAD system that runs 911 also has a module installed on it that is called RMS. That is what the Sheriff's Office Records Management System is. This is going to be an additional server that's going to tie into that system that allows them to do archiving, so to speak, of documents. But in order for it to function properly, it needs to sit on the same network as the module it connects to, which is the CAD server now.
Okay.
So at this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve that the server be at the 911 office and maintained there.
I'll
And
make a
then,
motion.
and then he will bring the quote back if the 911 board agrees also.
I'll make a motion that we grant him.
Have a motion for Tommy,
I'll second it.
second for Ben. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Next, consider out-of-state travel for the IRT members. Sheriff, you might want to come up real quick for this. I know we talked about it and you was not here. This is actually for the IRT members to go down to Okaloosa County, Florida for basically like a SWAT competition.
SWAT
You have
competition
4 members
training.
going to be Nick Ireland, Aaron Rodriguez, Clay Conway, and Kevin Barger.
Right,
Will be going down for 2 days of it.
that's correct.
It's all expenses paid. Only thing they need is approval
Just to drive back and forth.
to drive back and forth
That's
on a
all.
county vehicle.
That's it.
Is that correct?
Staying overnight, they're driving down.
No, they'll be coming back.
So we talked about that. I think it'll be good for our guys to see other SWAT and so on
It
and so
does.
forth.
It's a
So
good way to network, because sometimes you have several SWAT teams that'll go to the same call and they actually work together. So it's good for them to get together and do that.
How many people are actually on the SWAT team from here now?
We have 4 from the sheriff's office. There are another, maybe 5 from different departments around the county. So we have the
roughly
majority.
9 to 10 man team.
Right.
Any of the other ones going, or is it just?
I
guys?
do not know. I know that my officers are going. They'll have to get approval from their city councils and everything.
So, as Sheriff had asked, just approval for the members of our SWAT team from the actual county side to be able to use a county vehicle to go down for 2 days,
Yes,
like a training/competition.
that's right.
So this time I'd entertain a motion to consider out-of-state travel for the IRT members.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion from Tommy,
I'll second it.
second from Ben. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Next is consider declaration of surplus from Maintenance Department, pages 6. Can we bundle E and F on that and consider declaration of surplus from the IT Department? Also, and I know Miss Susan, you was gonna get some stuff, did they get it on this list? So we have a list of, I think at one time, I know Eric brought us 13 pages, not counting what the Maintenance Department done, and you have a list of it. There's some stuff that's not being used anymore, a lot is out of date. It's just the list that we can bundle on Gov Deals. Is that correct, Karen? That'd be the best way to do it on Gov Deals,
Yes.
and try from there, and then if nothing else, we'll back up, pump, try again with something. But it's just a lot of surplus equipment that has been stored over a period of time that they're requesting to get rid of. So at this time, I will entertain a motion to surplus all the items in E and F for the IT department and the maintenance department.
Condition of some of these items may need to be just destroyed.
Okay.
If they do not receive bids, just have permission to destroy as seen fit.
Wasn't there one time someone that wanted or bought or got, or I don't know how it went about, all the old computer systems they refurbished or they sold them for?
Yes, they contacted them
Yeah.
later on, and I believe that company was no longer in accepting these items.
That's my understanding.
I thought, and it was local.
Well, it was local ties, but it was a company out of Pensacola,
That's the one I was doing for electronics.
and they were no longer accepting.
Okay.
So,
I'll make a motion that we surplus all these items.
and the ones that,
And the ones that are no good, throw them away.
Take it to that yard and op.
so,
Not my yard.
so I have a motion from Ben to surplus these items on Gov Deals, the ones that do not receive bids that are really trash. Trash, that's the easiest way to put it. So a motion from Ben, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Tommy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The next one is the award for the surface treatment for the engineers department. We've only received one bid from S&C Materials and Paving. They were actually the only company that bid on this last year. I think me and Karen was discussing this morning. Also, I think Karen was saying this morning that the prices have come down some.
Yes.
Yeah, he did not have the prices to us.
Yeah,
So they did come down.
We pulled them this morning, and they vary, of course, by the item, but most were at
at a little bit cheaper rate than it had been, and Jason Walker was telling this morning, of course, is on an index where fuel goes up, it goes up, and if it, stays down, of course, the prices come down with that. This is certain treatment for the engineers department, so I would entertain a motion this time to approval of the surface treatment.
Make a motion to approve this
A second.
bid.
A motion from Tommy, a second from Lynn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, down to reports from staff. As we went around the room just a few minutes ago, I'm gonna ask, has anything changed, staff, since y'all been sitting here for the 15 minutes? Okay, discussion by commissioners. Robbie? Ms. Lynn?
Oh, yes, I need to bring up, we had a letter from the robotics, team. It started in Strawn in 2020, and now the team has grown, it says in the letter, from fewer than 6 students to over 20, including Strawn, Pleasant Home, Florella, and Red Level High Schools. We competed in Best Robotics from 2020 to 2023 and been part of First Robotics since 2022. With all that being said, I guess their monies for the most part comes from outside sources, is my understanding. The Board of Education does give them some, but of course, it's never enough to go around. So with that being said, I would like to take $200 of my contingency money and donate to this group. If I'm not mistaken, I know a young man that's at Auburn now that was on this team, and apparently through that program, it helped get him there. So I believe it's a worthwhile program.
I do too. I'm gonna also do 200 with Miss Lynn
I would like to also.
I will too.
because I think it has been
Put us
a
all
worthwhile
down, too.
program for the.
I do too. I believe it's really given them.
Give
Yes.
some money to it also.
So we have to do that in a motion, or we just?
Yes.
Okay, so we need a motion for everyone to give $200 for the contingency fund to the Strong Robotics team.
I'll
So
make the motion.
have a motion from Lynn, a second from Tommy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? One other thing is the tax-free holiday, back-to-school holiday will be July the 18th through the 20th, 2025 this year. I think it's a great benefit. Thank you, Tommy. I was trying to think how to say that. For the people to be able to go out and do that.
I think the city of Andalusia does the same.
Other reports from staff, Tom? Oh, Miss Lynn? I'm sorry, you had one and I was happy.
Yeah,
I was not through with you. Yeah, well, I was gonna wait till last. This is called beating the dead horse, but I'm gonna bring it up one more time. If I'm not mistaken, we have 2 meetings left, and those will be in May before the end of the school year. One of them may be before then, afterwards, I'm not real sure, because I haven't looked at the dates. However, with all that being said, we had discussed way back about doing something, presenting something, having them here, whatever, the valedictorians, the salutatorians from our schools. I don't know if we've received anything from the schools at all, because we were going to have a letter sent. My understanding that, said if you've got these folks, how about notify us so we can do something. And also any athletic awards, last year we kind of went out into June, couldn't get some, I'm gonna call them children, young people here. Because once school's out,
It's hard to get them back.
it's hard to get them back, especially if they're seniors. So I'm gonna put that back out there
We have the
again.
form, we just haven't received anything, but we can
And
follow up.
here's the thing, I mean, baseball still playing,
Yeah, track.
softball hadn't started really. Their playoffs have not started. I think they start next week. So that, it's gonna run into the latter part of May, first
It
of
is.
June.
Let's look and see
I
when
know
the
all-
last meeting or workshop is
Football,
prior to.
basketball would be.
Yeah, track last year, we had some first
And
place
you were talking about the
winners.
valedictorian, I don't think op names theirs till the week before graduation,
School.
yeah. But
I'm just putting it back out, that if we're going to, we need to set a date and see if we
I
can't
think
get it
we
put
should let
together.
them at least notify them, say, hey, this will be our last workshop or meeting prior to school being out. I have no problem with that. And let them submit if they would like to. Anything else, Ms. Holmes?
I'm through.
Tommy?
Yes, and this will be the 3rd time I've brought this up about getting something before us with a schedule laid out for the meetings and workshops for after hours, once a quarter, for us to approve, disapprove, discuss,
You just
whatever.
want us to bring it up in a motion?
That's what we have to do to get something that shows
see
this
that
is what we propose.
You can vote to do it now if you want to.
You want to do it today, or you want to get us to look at the times? Then you get together and look at them and bring it back?
I
Like,
think,
look at the
I think we
dates.
need to, I think we need to get it in written form with the proposed dates.
Okay.
And then, we'll make a educated decision if that's what we want to do or not.
Okay.
So if we could bring that up to us the next meeting to vote on.
Okay, that'll work.
That's all I have.
Ms. Morgan?
Yes, sir, and I apologize, but I need to request, that the body goes into an executive session. Something came up yesterday afternoon, and so I just didn't have time to provide notice to all of you. But it is, it's continuing business, of a matter that, we need to discuss, in executive session. It's appropriate for executive session. And so my recommendation is that we take a motion to go into executive
Ms.
session.
Green, you have anything?
I do not.
Ms. Morgan, ask for a motion to go into executive session, last maybe 10 to 15 minutes,
Yes,
and
sir.
then I'll come out and adjourn the meeting.
Yes, sir.
So at this time, I'd poll to go into executive session. Ben?
Yes.
Robbie?
Yes.
Ms. Lynn?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
I'm a yes, so we'll go into executive session. I will come back out and adjourn the meeting in about 10 to 15 minutes.